Hello, dear friends. Tired of so much economics, I take today a break with spiritual psalms. Opinion piece. WingMakers, creators of wings. Time capsule in Chaco Canyon. Two students found something of otherworldly. Contains information on spiritual topics. There are 7 repositories of knowledge in the world. WingMaker materials expand consciousness. Solar flare event not so close as claimed. Lionsgate facilitate increased consciousness on August 8th. Unknown can make people feel unstable and insecure. Let's start. In the summer of 1996, 2 hikers who were college students stumbled upon something otherworldly while hiking in a remote area in northern New Mexico, near an ancient archaeological site called Chago Canyon. They discovered caves leading deep into the mountainside. These caves extended outward like the veins of an altar on both sides of a long tunnel. Each side tunnel ended in a chamber, 23 altogether, and all of these chambers had artifacts in them. A helix-shaped corridor spiraled up throughout the rock with 23 chambers, portraying a 10-meter intervals. This amazing discovery was initially believed to be a time capsule left by a non-terrestrial race. Each chamber contains an enigmatic wall painting and an impenetrable technological artifact. In the upper chamber, scientists discovered an optical disc that apparently contained information about the site creators and their purpose. The young hikers were impressed because they realized that what they saw couldn't be of this world. The site, of course, had been quickly taken over by the military and isolated from the public. The military came to the same conclusion as the hikers, that these artifacts in the form of out-of-this-world paintings were something they had never seen here on Earth before. This discovery ended up in the hands of the ASIO, a top-secret and unacknowledged department of the National Security Agency, based in Virginia, California, that is responsible for the record reverse engineering of exotic technologies. From the beginning, they understood that these paintings and other things were found in the chambers were not made by any of the ancient Indian tribes that might have suddenly left the area. The site dates back to 800 before Christ. Then they further explored the caverns and chambers. They found artifacts in addition to the paintings, such as poetry, music discs, and a disc containing more than 8,000 pages of written material in a language that even the best ASIO linguists couldn't decode. One of the ASIO scientists involved in developing the translation tables for the Ancient Tarot project defected in December 1997 and revealed this secret project to a journalist named Anne, who published hundreds of pages of philosophy, photographs, poetry, new physics, music, and artifacts, all derived from the WingMakers time capsule. Ancient Tarot. The discovery, to which the ASIO consisted of 23 connecting chambers and tunnels dug deep into a massive natural rock structure in a remote canyon in northern New Mexico. Inside this massive, well-hidden structure were incredible artifacts from a culture that has undetermined origins. In each of the 23 chambers were found wall paintings, various strange technologies, and bizarre coded hieroglyphs. By most appearances, the discovery was like a natural history museum, a non-terrestrial race, so researchers called it an extraterrestrial time capsule. Due to carbon-14 dating analysis, it was assumed that this capsule was abandoned by otherworldly beings who had visited Earth in the 8th century after Christ. However, it was not until 1997 that the coded language found within the site and on its artifacts became accessible to the ASIO. It was then determined that the time capsule was actually designed and built by a future version of humanity that was adept and interactive time travel. They called themselves WingMakers. It is believed that the WingMakers would be representatives of the ancient builder race, the oldest race of beings in the universe, and the legendary life-creating gods of all other galaxies. They would be genetic caretakers of the universe, one thought to be gods when they interacted with the human species in the remote past. Repositories of knowledge. Thousands of years earlier, aware of Earth's distant future, the WingMakers built and left knowledge repositories on Earth on each of the 7 continents. The New Mexico site was the first of 7 to be discovered. These 7 sites are linked together throughout some mysterious means, and the information contained in the sites has a purpose. It is possible because the beings who have enslaved humanity designed a world in which we adjusted over eons of time. We evolved in it in such a way that we became lost in our world. The veils that have been placed over us are opaque, so much so that people function as human uniforms without knowing that everything around them is illusory. It would be a programmed reality that is not real. The WingMakers say that everything simply sounds holographically and is organized to look real, but it's not. WingMakers are also a resource for those who are interested in the spiritual values of their heart and mind and are looking for new ideas and inspiration to stimulate their growth and meaning in life. The WingMakers is not an organization, not a cult, not a group of people bent on solving today's problems. It's strictly a personal matter. It is designed to help the individual activate or deepen his or her spiritual path. The WingMakers materials are catalysts for the expansion of evolutionary consciousness, a fragment of what is within each of us. These materials consist of a collection of enigmatic and mystical art, music, philosophy, the new physics, and remarkable stories, very well integrated. These materials come to the public throughout an anonymous source known simply as James, and are both a spiritual revelation and a mind-expanded adventure into the profound discoveries that await humanity. Many will awaken. Sananda's message. To a large extent, the collective consciousness of the human being would now be enlightened. Not all, of course. but the majority of the population of this world is now within the light. It is only a small percentage that continues to attempt to maintain control over the larger population of the planet, but not for much longer. A great announcement is about to be made. You have heard this before, and for various reasons it has been restricted, held back, postponed, but not for much longer now. When this announcement is presented, all will be revealed to this still sleeping population. Whether it awakens them or not depends on their life plan. But I tell you this now, that this great announcement will shock many all over the planet, not only here in this country, but all over the planet. You will come out of your stagnation. They will be shaken out of their slumber. Many will awaken as a result of this. Many who have been wandering will no longer wander, and will pass over to the other side along with you. Difficult times. Message from Saint Germain. In these straitened times, when everything seems to be going to hell, there are those of you who look out and realize that it is only an illusion, the illusion of darkness, the illusion of confusion, the illusion of disruption. As you know, those of the dark forces are masters of misdirection, but we of the ascended ones, the galactic forces, can also use that, and we do at times. So, although it seems to be that everything is going into confusion, and those of the dark forces believe that they are winning the battle, we, the forces of light, are changing that, and we are debating them. And in many cases we debate everyone at times. Because you are not fully seeing what is happening in the background, what is happening behind the scenes. Yes, some of you see this at times, but the full ramifications of the divine plan are not yet showing up at this time, but they are coming. As you may have heard, I talked about the announcement are beginning to trickle out now. They are beginning to surface more and more, and very soon there will be several announcements that will be undeniable to many. Many of those who are asleep now will wake up to these various announcements, because they will not be able to turn a deaf ear to this for much longer. It will be too overwhelming for them, just as it has at times been overwhelming for you in your awakening process. Solar Star. Message from the High Council of Light throughout Penny. Regarding the solar flash event, the time is not very near, as many things must happen before this momentous event can occur. Again, divine timing is at play here. Much of humankind must be at a certain vibrational frequency as a collective. You will be amazed at how quickly people adapt to the coming changes. There will always be some conflict, fear and uncertainty in the face of the newness of it all, but people can adapt quickly if necessary. As for your higher frequency companions coming up, remember that they too have their lessons and evolution to maneuver at the same time as you are navigating your ascension. Everything has to be in alignment. We assure you all that your partners are near and have been in your orbit for quite some time. We ask you to keep moving forward by healing your body and taking care of yourselves, so that when the time comes, you are truly ready for union. Your confidence, joy, and constant serenity will be an indicator of the nearness of union. So don't worry. remain at peace and continue to move forward in your life. As for your mission moving forward, some of you are still in the preparatory phase working toward your goals, which were programmed prior to incarnation. There are certain parameters that must be in place for later events and situations to unfold. It is imperative to realize that nothing happens before it is time, down to the smallest detail. You will get a sense of a timeline as you watch your own progress and know in your heart that the fundamentals are being reached. Your intuition will give you clues as you achieve each step along the way. In truth, there is no point in worrying about what you should do or even when you should do it. Remember, ideas and inspiration flow throughout from source. Let us suggest that you simply sit back, so to speak, and allow the divine to flow throughout you. There is no agency. Things will happen when they are supposed to. Your only job is to do your part. Pressure on humanity. Message from Mira of the Pleiadian High Council throughout Valerie Donner. Many things are happening on Earth and in your planetary system. We see that humanity is under great pressure, and so are the Earth personnel. There is a rapid influx of light and energies of creation contributing to a great shift of the planet. This shift is a requirement for ascension. Some may feel lost, but understand that we are with you. A delightfully positive future lies ahead. Some are feeling the building energies of freedom building and the higher dimensional consciousness of the fifth dimension. This may require the need to shift and release the energies of the lower consciousness. Much remains to be determined as the process moves forward. It is being created in the process. When voids occur, they need to be filled with other energies, and that is what is happening just now. The other energies are higher, such as love, not fear, joy, happiness, peace, abundance, and well-being. This is your future, and it pays to claim it daily as part of your routine. The unknown can make people feel unstable and insecure. That is why we recommend that you anchor yourself in more of your I Am presence, your I Am God. Connect deeply with the Creator. Find that place in your heart that needs love and reassurance. Fill the void. Powerful openings such as the Lion's Gateway of 888 will facilitate increased awareness. Humanity seeks solace in the spirit within. Trying to hold on, the old will no longer serve you. This is the Great Awakening. That which served you in the material world will become less significant. You have an amazing future to look forward to, in which you will be able to manifest all that you need. It will be far better than anything you have ever had that you were previously attached to. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, my dear friends.